Hello traders, the title of the video is how to master Elliott WXY corrective wave pattern in 1 hour. Alright, the WXY corrective wave. Alright, so I have been asked a few months ago by a trader that said, George, please record a video about WXY Elliott wave, a corrective wave. And I said to that trader that in due course I will be recording a video. So I would like to thank that trader for his patience. All right, thank you for being very patient with me as I've been going through my normal posting, going through various videos. Now I believe that the time has come, all right, to clarify the WXY corrective wave, all right. So the one of the reasons why I did not post a video about this straight away is because it's a complex subject. So the objective of 24 Elliott wave YouTube channel or .com is to simplify the Elliott wave trading without diluting it. So I try to stay away from anything that is complex, or anything that is complex I try to simplify it for traders. So the first thing that I can tell you today, even if you watch this video and you do not understand or you think that it's still a complex subject, do not worry at all about it, because I'll tell you now, you can break it down, okay? The WXY wave pattern, you can break it down and you will be all right as an Elliott wave trader. But you may say, Josh, what's the point of recording the video? All right. It's good to know, yes or no, it's good to know. So you can also, all right, know exactly what's going through the mind of, more advanced Elliott wave traders that know clearly this pattern. So don't be lazy to watch the full length of this video, because it will be useful to you. So let's get started, all right. The first thing first that you want to understand about the WXY wave pattern is a corrective wave. So it's correcting a multi-wave. It's correction. All right. What are the internal waves or the internal price structure of the WXY pattern? Is here. Free, free, free. That's it. Don't forget that. So you know my middle name is Trio. So just remember Trio. It's a 3, 3, 3. All right. That's it. So with that, so you need to, it should start clicking now in your mind. You may say, wow, what kind of pattern is that? Free, free, free. So for traders who already understand the ending diagonal, you remember that in the 5th Elliott wave, when we have the ending diagonal, the structure that we have is free, 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 free. 5 times free. Yes or no? But here we have 3 times free. So now you have to understand what's going on now. So in the language of the Elliott wave theory, 5 means impulsive, generally speaking, or generally speaking. Don't bash me for that, all right? Generally speaking, when we talk about 5, we are talking about impulsive, all right? When we talk about free, we are talking about correction. Here we have free time. What does it mean? You see, first structure, which is free, is correction. Second structure also is a correction. Third structure also is a correction. This is why you see here, free, free, free. So you may say, George, well, I'm not very sure about that. You remember the zigzag pattern, the structure of the zigzag pattern is 5, free, 5. Now you see now, for the zigzag pattern, is 5, free, 5. Why? Because the first 5 is a impulse wave, free, correction, impulse wave. 5, free, 5. You remember the structure of the flat correction? So free is correction. Free, 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 correction, correction, correction. Or all correction is a complex correction. So if you remember the 4 types of correction, all right? You remember that? There is a video, the 4 essential corrective wave. So we have the triangle, all right? The zigzag, the flat, and the combination. Those are the 4 essential Elliott wave correction. So the WXY is a combination of corrective waves. Remember, the structure of the flat correction is what? 3, 3, 5. You remember? So correction. So we say double retracement. 3, 3, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 impulse wave down. 3, 3, 3, 5 flat correction, zigzag 5, 3, 5. All right, WXY 3, 3, 3 back correction. So I clarified that. Trader said, Joe, you're repeating yourself too much. But then I said, well, because I'm talking to new traders. And you say, Joe, you talk too much to new traders. And I say, why not? Don't be selfish, my friend. I'm speaking my beautiful Indian accent now, okay? All right, let's move on. This is to cheer you up a bit. So I'm very serious about this subject, by the way. So let's continue our discussion. So another name. So we know the structure of the zigzag pattern is the internal wave, 3, 3, 3. Very important. I'll clarify it now. It's all corrective wave. But I want to concentrate on the X. You remember we talked about the X wave before? So if you remember my videos, I talked about the X wave. So the X wave, as I told traders, some traders may disagree with me, but this is why I want to share with traders. Anytime I hear the word wave X, I think of, okay, a trend that has failed. That's how I put it in my mind. So anytime I see X, I say X wave. You say, yeah, is that X wave? Okay, I'll say, all right, that's a trending phase that has failed. This is why we tell traders at 2 for Elliott wave. Some traders may disagree, that's fine, but if you ask me, that's what I'll tell you. All right. So now we have WXY. The X is again a failure of a trend of that. Okay, so what has happened, my friend, you have to understand, we have a trend in fact. This is Dish Network Corporated Communication Services Sector. So if you're in America, you should know Dish Network, epic DISH, Delta India Sierra Hotel, belonging to the communication now, okay, services sector. So Dish was trending from 1998 to 2000, like many technology sector, many technology stock. Okay, there was a bubble, and then the first part of the correction, are you with me? Is look at this. So we say it's free, yes or no? So look at this one. So you say, this, George, you are talking too much about theory, or traders say I should not draw anymore. Okay, so you see, first reaction, second reaction, and a third reaction. All right, so it came down 1, 2, 3, forming what I'm calling here the W. So that W, oops, hold on, please. Okay, 1 second, please, traders. That W is this one here. So W, X, Y. The X is a failure of a trend. Why? Because you see we have a trending phase for Dish, all right, and then the price came down, all right. The W, which is this one here, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now here it is. It came. If you look carefully, this move was 1. If you look, this session here, it's not easy. That's why I want you to concentrate. There was 1 tall candlestick bar, pull back a bit, and then another move up. So why this one is the X here? The reason is you have to understand why it's going to the mind of traders. There was a trend in first, then we have 1, 2, 3. Remember, the minimum price move is free. Traders draw their line, they implement a top-down trading method, even expecting probably a new trend if the market environment is suitable at this point where the W is completed, but that trend did not take place. forming what we call the X wave. And the correction continue again, forming what we call 1, 2, 3, one more time, which is the Y. The Y. So we have 1, 2, 3, W, 1, 2, 3, X, failure of a trend. Anytime you hear X wave, it's a failure of a trend. And then 1, 2, 3, forming the Y. So now remember the 4 essential corrective waves. We have the triangle, okay, the zigzag, the flat correction, and the combination. The WXY is a combination, a corrective, a complex correction. All right. I have not finished yet, so I recommend to trader to watch the full length for this video because it will become a little bit more interesting and how we can forecast the market using the WXY. So I'm going through it one step at a time so you may understand everything within 1 hour. All right. Okay, so you get it now. So there was a trend. So at this point in time, people say 1, 2, 3. All right. They say, okay, a correction is finished here. So Fibonacci trader withdraw Fibonacci retracement is the price in the sweet spot zone. They check the market environment. They check the fundamental, what's going on. But here, the market environment was not suitable for a new trend, forming the X. So if the trend has failed, what's going to happen? There will be another correction. Okay. So now here we have again. Look carefully. Then we have 1, 2, 3 down. This is another correction after the X, forming the Y. Okay. So look again. We have again another move here. 1, 2, 3. What's this one? It's another X. Why this is another X? Because anytime a corrective pattern is completed, the market is expecting a new trend. So there was a trend, there was a correction. People expected a trend, the trend fell. Then there was another correction. People are expecting now, each time a corrective wave is completed, people are expecting another correction, another trend. All right, people are expecting another trend. But that trend is this 1, 2, 3, forming X. This is not a trend, it's X again. All right. So what will happen anytime we see X wave? Anytime we see X wave, we will expect another correction. Why? Why the X? So now are you getting the message now? Anytime somebody talk about X wave, then the following move, if it's truly X wave, the following move will be a corrective wave. You can set it as a theory or for yourself as a market stable data, as I usually call it. Anytime we identify X wave, the following wave should be a correction. Because why? The X wave is connecting two corrective waves. So are you getting the message? So you're in the financial market, there was a trend and there was a correction. It's normal at this point in time that you start telling people that, hey, it looks to me that this stock is going to rock this time and start going up big time. We're expecting a new trend. But have you performed Google Asset tests? Have you checked the market environment? Are you adhering into the market, the trading triangle, the market first, the sector? All right. If those things are not in place, we'll have X. So X is formed. Well, as a 2-4 Elliott wave, a smart Elliott wave trader, you know that anytime we see X wave, if it's truly X wave, the next move will be a correction again. 1, 2, 3. That correction is what we call Y. Why the trend fell? Now we're expecting a new trend. So if that new trend did not take place, we have again X. A failure of a trend is X wave, and so on. So if you look carefully, so I have another. So we were paying attention to the red letters. So this is our 1, 2, 3 W, 1, 2, 3, a bit messy here, X, 1, 2, 3 Y. Okay, so we were paying attention to the red letters. Now I want you to pay attention to the green letters. So now I'm calling something else here. Stay with me. That's why I say to you, the objective of 2-4 Elliott Waves YouTube channel is to simplify the Elliott wave theory without diluting it. Sometimes traders ask me some questions. I do not go and record video about it because I consider the subject a bit complex and I don't want to be part of it. So we have a goal and I need to stick to that goal, otherwise I will be doing all kind of things. So here we are. So we label this one now. This is now our W now. So this is a W, X, Y. So the first section is a W. This one. A W is a corrective wave. So it's 1, 2, 3. So the first part of that 1, 2, 3 is the W red. The second part is WX. The third part of that green W is the red Y. So we have a green W, 1, 2, 3. A green W is formed of a red WXY. Now you may say, George, it's becoming confusing, it's becoming complex. It's true, because the WXY is about complex wave, complex corrective wave, and the structure is free. So when you say that it's becoming complex, it's true, but I'll help you a little bit more. Well, all you need to understand is that 3 represent corrective wave. So what is happening? There's another name for the WXY. It's called double free. Double free. So when we are talking about double free, if you do not want to forget this forever, is that when we talk about double free, it means that we are talking about 2 corrective waves that are connected by X wave. Have I managed to explain that? Let me say again. The WXY is a double tree pattern, which means when we are saying double tree, we are saying 2 corrective waves. That's why we say 3 represent correction. 2 corrective waves connected by the S wave. All right. So this is a corrective wave from here, where my cursor is, all right, down to this point here. Now, that correction as is completed, people are expecting a new trend. Now I'm talking about the green one here. So this is the first part of the correction, which is the W. A corrective wave is completed, which is in fact this corrective wave that is completed at W green is what? A red WXY. Now that's the first free. Now the X is the green one here that is connecting it with another correction. So double free is what? A WXY pattern. Double free means double corrective wave, all right, connected by the X wave. The S wave is the failure of a trend. So you need to understand clearly that when we are talking about corrective wave, so the W here can be a zigzag, all right, can be a flat correction. In theory, they say that it cannot be a triangle. Just note it down, that in theory, they say that the W cannot be a triangle. Note it down. But just understand that in a financial market, anything is possible. So don't be surprised one day your W end up being a triangle. But just remember that in theory, the observation that they have made, all right, I don't want to change it. I need to tell you as it is that the W cannot be a triangle, but practically speaking, anything is possible in a financial market. All right. So the W can be a zigzag, can be a flat correction. In theory, cannot be a triangle. So it's a corrective wave, any type of corrective wave. All right. The X is a failure of a trend. Is 1, 2, 3 in the shell. 1, 2, 3 like this. All right. The Y is another corrective wave. The Y can be also a zigzag, a flat correction, and a triangle. So the X and the Y are corrective wave, either zigzag, a flat correction, okay, or a triangle, exception that the W in theory cannot be a triangle. So one example of real-time example of WXY corrective wave will be, for instance, we have a trending first, and the W is a flat correction. Okay, as the flat correction is completed, people are expecting a new trend, and that trend has failed, forming the X. All right. Now after that X, we have a zigzag pattern. So we have a double tree. Why a double tree? Because the S is connecting 2 corrective waves. The first corrective wave is a flat correction, And the second corrective wave is a zigzag. Another example will be, for instance, a trend is completed, and then we have a zigzag pattern that is completed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we see a clear-cut zigzag pattern. So we say, all right, probably there will be a new trend. So that's the first corrective wave. Now that as we are expecting a new trend, the trend has failed, forming the X wave. So now we have, okay, a zigzag pattern, the first correction, and the X. We know that anytime we have X wave, there will be another corrective wave. So this time, instead of having a flat correction, we have another zigzag pattern. So this is another double tree. Anytime you hear the word double tree, you are talking about WXY wave pattern. Why? Because you are connecting two corrective waves. All right, the first one, as I'm telling you, this example is zigzag, and another zigzag. Okay. All right. Another example could be, for instance, we have the W, which is formed of a flat correction. Then we have the X, and the Y is a triangle. All right. That could be another example. Okay. Are you getting it now? All right. So those are the various forms of the WXY corrective wave. As I told you before, we have 4 essential corrective waves: the zigzag pattern, the flat correction, the triangles, all right, the area wave triangles, and the combination. And the WXY is a combination, but a combination of 2 corrective waves linked by the X wave. All right. As I demonstrate to you here on this chart, we have the W red, the X red, and the Y red. But then again, you can see that this section here is another corrective wave that is completed here, where I have the W green, followed by the X, and we have the Y, another green, and so on. So as the correction is progression, so people are expecting a trend is failing, another correction continue, so the correction is prolonged. All right. So this is about the WXY corrective wave. So let's quickly summarize what's going on here before I add more to what I'm about to share with you today, and how you can use that to make practical technical trading decision. All right. WXY is a corrective wave, also called double free. The internal waves are free. All right. WXY is one type of a complex corrective wave. All right. In theory, the W cannot be a triangle. But from George myself, remember that in the financial market, anything is possible. When somebody says to you, never, just say, all right, I understand that. But in your mind, you always think that anything is possible. So don't be surprised one day you see a triangle at the beginning of it, because those are just observations that we are making. We are looking for things that are working in the market consistently. And this is why they say, ignore the triangle when the W is a triangle, because they know that, when we see a W that is a triangle, very often we end up making mistake. All right. So all they are saying to you is a recommendation and say, for things that are working in the financial market, it's better not to consider a W as a triangle. It's very simple. It's like you are building a trading system, and you will tell traders, I would prefer that you ignore that or trade on the 5-minute time frame for your entry instead of the 10-minute time frame. So those are just recommendations and observations in the financial market. You need to understand that if you want to mature as a trader, because there are divergences when it comes to area weight trading, because it's a powerful tool, but sometimes we need to take the theory with a bit of a pinch of salt. All right. So I'll give an example of zigzag pattern. WXY. Zigzag. X flat correction, X zigzag, X zigzag, or flat correction, X flat correction, or flat correction, X a triangle, or zigzag, X a triangle. So those are different type of WXY. Okay. Now next step. I've been talking to you now for 24 minutes. I hope I've been useful. All right. So far, okay. So next thing that we want to share very fast with traders is that one thing we can do. So we are traders. What do we care about? We do care about timing the market with the Elliott wave theory. Otherwise, what's the point? All right. So the bottom line with this particular. So we want to simplify it, and so you don't worry too much. If you think that George, you won't be too far now, I can catch up with you. Okay. All you have to understand, I talked about it before, all right, and you'll be surprised how we simplify this WXY. All we did say to trader before, that's why I was holding this video, is that the minimum price move is free. So tell me now, will that information that we simplify now, the minimum price move is free, will that be useful to you? All right, all right, to make excellent decisions? Even if you never heard about the word WXY pattern, you will. So you were here, there was a trending fast tracking now 1, 2, 3, minimum price move is free. It's a W. You don't know whether it was a W, you draw your line, you trade it. It bounced up, it did again, 1, 2, 3. You draw your line again, you see, minimum price move is free. Here it is coming down again. Tell me more. Will that be helpful to master the WXY pattern? Again, it came down 1, 2, 3. You say minimum price move is free. That's what George said. You draw your line, prior to bullish signal above, prior to bearish signal below. You control your risk. Okay. And you use a top-down trading method to trade it like a pro. Will that be useful? So now you didn't know that all these 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, W red, 1, 2, 3, WX, 1, 2, 3, W 1, 2, 3. So what am I talking? 1, 2, 3, W red, 1, 2, 3, X red, 1, 2, 3, Y red. Okay? You did trade it perfectly, yes or no? You did. All you were doing is that you know something that is true in the financial market is that the minimum price move is free. It worked beautifully for you so far. Here it is again, goes up 1, 2, 3. All you say, minimum price move is free. You sold it down again, 1, 2, 3. You say minimum price move is free. Yeah. So though you did not know anything about the WXY wave corrective wave, you managed to navigate through this messy, complex wave, and you trade it like a pro, okay, with a big smile in your face. So that's all I want to add to it. So that will help you to understand. But another thing that I would say to traders, instead of talking only about the minimum price move is free, that will also help you to master this, WXY, a pattern, is this. Apart from the minimum price move is free, is that when a correction, is completed after a multi-wave or after an impulse wave, all right, we will expect another impulse wave. This is about the Elliott wave theory. You remember the video that we talked about before, the Elliott wave rules, mastering Elliott wave rule, step 1, step 2, step 4. Check them out. So in theory, we say this, impulse wave, correction. So anytime a correction is completed, we will expect, if we have first an impulse wave and a correction is completed and that correction did not cancel the impulse wave, what can we deduct? We'll deduct that there will be another impulse wave, yes or no? Good. So now we have the third wave, then we have again a correction. If that correction did not cancel that impulse wave, what can we expect? We'll expect another impulse wave. Here we are. Now the gigantic correction begins and cancel the last impulse wave. Now we know that, we will not expect another impulse wave this time. So probably we will have a zigzag, a flat correction, or a combination, or a triangle. All right? Are you getting it now? Are you getting it now? So the point I want to make here is very simple. The W represents a corrective wave. That corrective wave can be a triangle, a zigzag, a flat, and even a combination. The S very often will be a clean cut 1, 2, 3 like this. Sometimes you'll be surprised, it will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which we talked about before when we apply the Elliott wave, we apply Fibonacci extension to the prior trend. I don't want to confuse you. I will leave that one aside. Just remember that the S usually is 1, 2, 3. Otherwise, other trader will get confused, okay? Except that the W, in theory, should not be a triangle. I want to dwell on this a little bit. So if I ask you the question, what can be a W? A W can be a zigzag, can be a flat correction, can be should not be a triangle. That's what they say in theory. All right, and it will be a combination, okay, of any of those corrective waves. Okay, that's why we have seen. That's why we have this W here, because it's a combination of other corrective waves. So it's a corrective wave. So a corrective wave is completed. People are expecting what? A new trend. That's what we do. So anytime you see a corrective wave, pause, whether it's a zigzag, whether it's a flat correction, whether it's a triangle, we pause. A triangle, we need to be careful. I think that's why they say, we'll be coming back to that, why the W, I'll be posting a video, why they don't want the W to be a triangle. We'll talk about it in another video. And then the X. The Y can also be a zigzag, a flat correction, a triangle, or a combination. Generally speaking, the free just means we have, okay, two corrective waves combined with the X wave. There is always X when we are talking about the WXY. So I know trader will ask me in the comment section, what about double tree? When you hear what about triple tree, for instance? So we talk about double tree, it's the WXY pattern. The triple tree is three corrective waves that are linked by two X waves. I will be recording another video when I will be talking about, okay, the triple tree. But from now, if somebody talk about double tree, that person is talking about WXY, okay, pattern. Okay? So I will stop here. I hope I've said enough, all right? So in order to forecast the market, anytime we see the X, what should come to your mind? You will expect what? A corrective wave, yes or no? So when a corrective wave is completed, well, you will draw a line, give priority to bullish signal above, a priority to bear signal below. Anytime you see any clear cut need, a flat correction is completed, so we will draw a line, give priority to bullish signal above and below, okay? All right. A triangle is completed. The triangle is more priority to bullish signal above the triangle, priority to bear signal below the triangle. Anything is possible with the triangle. A flat correction is completed. A zigzag is completed. We'll expect another if we have an impulse wave before. So impulse wave is completed. Okay. Clean cut. A correction is completed. We'll expect. Okay, this is what's happening here. 1, 2, 3. Right? Sharp correction also. We have been talking about sharp correction. All the form of correction. But use a free to determine that move that will help you. 1, 2, 3. Minimum prime is free. Or reaction, X, or a new trend. If there is no new trend, you can forecast that the next move will be a corrective wave again. So you know all the 4 types of correction and you know how to handle them. So if you were here, for instance, you see again, say 1, 2, 3, X, 1, 2, this common center and couple, you know that there will be one more down. Good, all right. So now you see here, you say, okay, this is a bigger W, you'll be expecting another 1, 2, 3. But here, you are not expecting straight away after the end of the W. Why you are expecting at the end of the W is always a trend. But if that trend fails, like you see form is 1, 2, 3, this is not trending fair. You know straight away that it's not trending fair. You know straight away that this is the S wave. But at the end of the W, you will be expecting a new trend. But if the trend is not completed, you have a corrective wave instead, that corrective wave will be a failure of a trend that we call X. Anytime you label anything X, you can forecast that the next move will be another correction. All right? Either a zigzag, the Y can be a zigzag or a flat correction, all right? A triangle, or even a combination. So here you are now here at X, all right? This common centralized kaput, you implement your top-down trading method without getting too excited, all right? If, for instance, the price came down 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 up, you will be expecting what? A flat correction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, double retracement. After the S, you know that the next move will be a corrective wave. You see 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 up. You say, wow, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Expectation. The expectation is the forecast, but don't bang on it. Anytime you forecast the market, don't take it like an exact science. Okay, so this will conclude our discussion today, all right, about how to master Elliott's WXY corrective wave pattern in 1 hour. If you have any question or suggestion, all right, we welcome all the question about this topic. Okay, put in the comment section. And as always, in due course, I will be recording another video to answer your specific question. A little bit of favor from you guys. If you think that this video has been useful to you personally, all right, truly, give us the thumbs up. If you think that this video is very, very bad for you, all right, has been a poor performance, that I have not done a good job, mark it down, okay? That will put me under pressure to improve my next recording. However, do not mark it down just because you didn't understand the subject or you don't care about, okay, the WXY pattern, okay? If you do care about another pattern, put in the comment section, say, Joe, would you mind to talk about the other topic? Because I was thinking about, okay, that, okay, and I would note it down as always, like I'm doing now. Has been a few months before I'm recording this video for that trader, and note it down, and in due course, we'll do something about it, all right? However, if you think this is an essential tutorial for Elliott with trading, my friend, help us please. Share it with your friends, okay? Don't be selfish, all right? Share with your friend on Google+, on Twitter, and also on Facebook. This will conclude our discussion today about how to master Elliott WXY corrective wave pattern in 1 hour. Until the next time, enjoy yourself and be very happy. We are the TSTW24 traders. Happy trading to you all, and speak to you soon.